talk amongst yourselves as you've been doing.
Now I'm looking on Twitch. I see your best friend, the one who usually does the hot tubs, is buying a mansion. Apparently, that's her stream right now.
Buying a mansion?
Nice.
Buying a mansion with Lily Pichu. That's what it says on the stream. And Rolls Royce LA shopping.
Why are we not streaming in hot tubs? We could be doing this exact same thing.
I mean, she's driving in a car buying a mansion, so in LA.
I don't hate it.
Hey, if you get the money, I'll do it too.
Yeah, I respect the game. This might actually be a quick show, to be honest.
Might be.
Damn, Renee on here quick.
Hey, well then we could get back here on Tears of the Kingdom or jump on some second place simulator. I saw y'all streaming last night as I was going to bed.
Yeah, we played for like an hour and a half or something before that, and I was like, fuck it, we should be throwing this on there at least. See if we can get some traffic.
I'd been up since 6 o'clock, or 6:30,
Yeah.
and same again today.
Same.
Woke up at 6:30.
Yeah, Renee is in there. Renee, what's up, Renee?
Was there a big update for Warzone since Season 3 went live, or?
Cesar hit one. I feel like Cesar hit one like Friday or Saturday morning or something.
Yeah, it was like 9 gigs or something like that. It took like 5 minutes to download.
While we're sitting here, I'm gonna go ahead and do that just so it's done.
Brent, just to let you know, I'm Kevin Durant, so you can't choose Kevin
Durant.
Durant.
That's pretty good. That's a story for the podcast.
Kevin Durant.
All right, it's only one of us watching on YouTube, and I got it up on. Okay, there's the 3 on Twitch.
Yeah, it's there.
Renee said he was watching the stream. I knew we had 4. Thank you, Renee.
Thank you, Renee. Appreciate you.
And we roped a friend of the show, Jeremy, into the stream. Which usually has a pretty good successful lineup, but we had no success. Embarrassing Call of Duty.
It was very embarrassing.
We did pretty good on our Monday stuff, didn't we?
They all blend together. Speaking of which, I'm not able to play tomorrow.
Yeah.
Displeased. Brant? Are you in the same boat?
Oh no, I'm not.
Oh hell!
410s, baby.
You just
410s.
wait till I raise this concern to the proper authorities.
Brand, you ruined Richard's possible lunch plan.
Yeah, Renee says he was inside the truck stop trying to get a cool off. What is a cool off? What is a cool off? Like a cooling station? Oh yeah, no AC. Any update on AC fix? I hit record like 10 minutes ago. That's not good. No, now the thing's back. Remember I said the whole recording timer was gone? Now it's back. It says 4 minutes. Are you guys ready? I am legitimately tired.
Yeah, I'm ready whenever you are, man. I took a 6-hour nap earlier, so I'm good.
I got up at 5:30 to start cooking and did not stop cooking till 1:30, and then was able to kick back with no naps. I would happily take a nap. Y'all ready?
Yeah. I've got 2 massive updates for...
Get them going. We'll just watch you in 480p. Maybe 240i.
9 gigs. It's 7 gigs.
Yeah, I told you it was a bullshit update.
You'll knock it out, Brandon. It won't be bad.
It's going in rest mode, boys. It's going into rest mode.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 257 of the NOFODcast. We are No Outside Food or Drink, the Southeast premier video game podcast. It's Mother's Day today for all who celebrate and observe. All the mothers out there, we're all sons. We came from mothers. We appreciate bringing us on this earth and bringing this podcast to this earth in some fashion, form.
Good job.
Yep, I got there. Okay, by the time you hear this, it'll be past. Okay, all right. Moving along. Lots of news this week that's not mother-centric or birth canals. Summer Game Fest has over 40 partners. Wow. Asus ROG Ally. Ally or Ally? Has anyone heard it pronounced?
Pretty sure it's Ally.
Is it?
I'm pretty sure it's the And I've heard it ROG Ally and I've heard it ROG Ally. I'm not sure about that
Okay,
part. But I know
ROG
it's the
is
Ally.
like XBOX 360, right? I don't know
Yeah.
I don't know that that's the answer. Ugh. Okay. Rogue Alley, question mark. Release date and prices announced. Another question mark. Silk Song is still delayed. So is Warzone Mobile. Apparently at some point in a fever dream, I signed up for Warzone Mobile, and the Apple iTunes store notified me that it had been delayed. And I'm like, okay, sure, I didn't even know about this. Maybe one of those things we agreed to is like the mobile client. The EULA immediately signed me up for the iTunes mobile client. But it says like November now. So also, we have your May PlayStation Extra and Premium titles this month. There's actually some good stuff. We've been bitching about these past couple months. I think this is a pretty good run. I am one of your hosts, Richard Bergman, joined this fine evening by Newsmaster Brant McKee.
What's up, sir?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Oh, can't complain.
You have a Zelda shirt. I've never played one of those. Maybe we will hear about one that you have played tonight.
Yeah, I played a few.
Played a couple of those
in anticipation of. Yeah. I think there was a new one that was supposed to come out. I picked something up. I think that was the.
Played
new
a couple
one.
of them. Their Zeldas.
Guy at the GameStop was just like, yeah, people are buying this like crazy. Just here, why don't you
There
buy
are people
that?
like that.
Okay, looking for something to buy. So
having worked retail, I think Cesar can confirm there are people who will get caught up in the hype and will come buy the thing because that's all they hear about.
Yeah.
Yep. This is a direct sequel to Link's Awakening, so it's a good thing you just beat that one, Brant. Yep.
unless you want to be like a public enemy and just don't believe the hype.
It's not bad. That's not a bad reference.
technically, it's a direct sequel to everything because all the timelines converge into the Breath of the Wild timeline.
Oh, they do, don't they? For those who spend their time twiddling their thumbs thinking about the Historias of the Hyrules. Also joining us, ladies and gentlemen, definitely believe the hype. It is Cesar Concepcion II, our resident lore master and page master.
Hello.
And secret McCulkin brother.
Sure. I don't know. I'm trying to think of a McCulkin name.
That makes you a page sibling. They have random names. You can't just be Cesar McCulkin. Maybe you could be. Cesar fits.
I was going to say Peter McCulkin, but it could be Peter McCulkin.
It'd be like Pitora or something. It's
Pitoria.
They're a little different. It's not your standard.
Like
I guess I'm the only one with the standard name. Cesar, your name is standard. I've known another Brant. I live next to a Brant. It's random.
Well, my name's standard.
The Brant that I knew.
Other parts of the world.
Yes, many of them. They have awards, as a matter of fact. The Brant that I knew before that I lived next to, the person living in his house now is a coworker of mine. And the current Brant that I know. It's so random. I know.
Interesting.
Oh, I don't understand. It's a small world.
Brant, you should meet up with that Brant and shake hands like Brant.
They don't live far from you, Cesar, so maybe it could be a whole thing that you organize together.
I'm not Brant, so I can only enjoy from afar.
You have your own
stream.
Well, you have to be a neutral third party for the meeting of the Brants. The treaty.
Why is it a treaty? Are they at war?
Oh yes,
God,
we're constantly at war with each
That's
other.
random.
There can only be one. It's like Highlanders.
Yeah, the Cesars are like peaceful and all award each other like, congratulations, Cesar. Congratulations, Cesar. Way to go, Cesar.
Except for that one we disowned that kept mailing in bombs to CNN a couple years back.
What?
Yeah.
There's a bomb. There's a Unabomber, Cesar.
I wanted to.
The darkest timeline, Cesar.
A release statement saying he's not one of us.
Oh, he got the most explosive at the Cesar Awards. Mailing pipe bombs to CNN. How long ago was this?
That was like 2 or 3 years ago.
So recently. Oh my god.
Yeah, because I remember it went to he mailed it to the one in Atlanta and he mailed it like in another place.
This is CNN.
I did not remember his name being Cesar.
It is. His name is Cesar.
That one that stuck out to you, Brant.
Oh my gosh.
I remember because I went to like, the son of a bitch. He's ruined our name.
Take him off the list. Get him out of the invites.
Yeah.
People are dropping like flies. We're only down to 2 people viewing. I thought this was good content. Quick, Cesar, pivot to the 18 plus Zelda, the
18 plus.
30-second Zelda clips you keep posting to Twitter that get us a massive following.
That immediately was liked by a porno account
Yes,
in Brazil.
that's the one I'm
Because I went and looked at it, I was like, whoa, this is straight porn.
Hey, I saw
I had
18 plus and I never clicked it. I just sent y'all that screen capture.
I just, after that, I just mute and block, so I don't see him anymore in my likes, so.
I guess, you know, a zeitgeist like Zelda is currently, they will follow any hashtag related to whatever the most popular, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, I mean, the Elon Musk Twitter algorithm is not great. I don't like that For You section and all that, but it seems like at least the hashtags For You is my interest in stuff. But then I'll always get the same stuff. Like, we thought Wii U was trending. That's for the people in our circle. Wii U is going to be trending for the people that we're going to be discussing this about. And so it's not so much as, wow, this is really on the nose. It's like, you click on a lot of gaming shit. Here's some other people talking about the Wii U. It might be something you're interested in. Why is the Wii U trending? It's for no reason. It's just trending. They're just talking about the Wii U.
It's like me with that, because I do a lot of basketball on mine, and mine's like, mine's like, damn, Ja, and I clicked on it, it's like Ja Morant with another gun in the video. I was like, oh my god, Ja Morant, no.
No, I saw that on ESPN today. What is he doing?
Yeah.
What is he doing? I think he's a good dude. Why is he? Maybe there's more to the truth than what we know about. That's not a good look, though. I want the best for the young man.
He kind of screwed himself out of a Supermax, so.
Mm-hmm.
With all that stuff.
And behavior comes for us all. Repercussions. Speaking of coming for us all, there's 40 partners apparently aligned with the Summer Game Fest. As, of course, the Keeley...
I thought you were talking about that 18 plus account on.
No. Back to 40 partners.
I was looking at that poster, like, damn, this is a Vans Warped Tour poster. I was like, holy shit.
It does look like that.
Mm-hmm.
Here's all the bands that are going to be there.
Look at all these great acts, and Offspring's at the very top.
Going back to Brant's segue, it's a stacked lineup. Does that work?
Yeah.
Summer Game Fest 2023 will feature content from over 40 major publishers. Producer Jeff Keighley has announced. He's only producer? It seems like he would be like executive production manager or something. It seems like it would be more of it's his baby, right?
He's Ryan Seacresting it, man. I think he's fine.
Atlanta's own Ryan Seacrest, right? Is he local?
Ryan Seacrest is the exact same thing. He's a producer, and then he does like he's an announcer of the thing and of everything he touches. So
is that?
I don't think he's ever executive producer.
Who am I thinking of? He discovered all the boy bands and then did American Idol and all that stuff. Now he's on. My kids are
Simon
watching.
Cowell.
Yes. My kids are watching the America's Got Talent. They like that show. Renee says might want to investigate about that. I'm not sure how far back that comment was, but there's a lot that we've mentioned that might need investigating. I don't think we're going to run through all these partners. It's a shit ton of companies.
I mean, it's everybody's big in there, but the only one I don't see is Nintendo, right?
I don't see Nintendo.
I know Xbox and PlayStation are on there. But Nintendo announced that they're doing their Seattle thing, and then they got they're going to Gamescom, so they got some stuff coming through.
They do have an event.
Hey, I see Netflix on there, so maybe we'll actually see whatever Netflix is working on as far
Netflix
as
games.
Another Stranger Things game. Let's go. All right, but
and those have come to everything else. It seems like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Magic the Gathering's in here. As Cesar said, PlayStation and Xbox, but you know a bunch of these companies are going to be showing stuff on Switch, so it may not be first-party Switch stuff. Which now that the big game is out, do we know anything on the horizon?
Pikmin 4.
Pikmin 4 is the only other thing.
We've gotten to that point. I mean, they've timed it right? Let Zelda have 2 or 3 weeks and then go into the Keeley Fest and announce a whole bunch of crazy shit. That's the dream, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you got the holiday lineup coming out, so I mean...
That's true.
Pikmin's what, July, Brant? Was it July, I think?
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, I didn't put it in the news because most of the news was, oh my gosh, Legend of Zelda is so great. Look, it's the highest
Zelda
rated
stuff everywhere.
Game on this website.
Unless you're busy review bombing it and giving it a 4.0 on Metacritic.
But the other one little thing that was kind of noted is, of course, as there always is, there's talk of the Nintendo Switch successor. And there was talk about I guess behind the scenes that the development on the system is actually reportedly going very well.
Shocker.
But they would not be ready for any kind of unveiling / release or anything until sometime in mid 2024, I believe is what I read.
Q2,
So,
Q3, something.
yeah. Do not,
Because I
as per usual, do not, look to the near future for them to be like, hey,
And that
here's
thing's
the
been
new
in
Switch.
development for 4 or 5 years, so this is not necessarily news or any sort of hot take.
Mm-hmm. I remember reading somewhere that somebody was saying that it was supposed to. They're looking at the PS5 Pro and that coming around the same time next year. So,
Yeah.
Which, no shocker, is for sure in development of some kind or some sort of Sony hardware. This stuff is always churning away.
I mean, if you needed a Pro model, this generation would be it after the pandemic and then the supply chain issues. So,
As far as the Switch goes, you think?
no, for the PlayStation at least. Now for the Switch, I don't know, man. I'm hoping they just don't do a fucking Switch Pro. I need them to take all that stuff they release on Switch and bring that backwards compatibility with them. But I'm hoping there's something fresh instead of just here's an upgraded Switch.
And that's the thing. I was trying to find the other report because it was about, I forget which manufacturer that was supposedly working on hardware development for possibly Nintendo's next handheld, but it was for an LCD panel. Sharp. There we go. Sharp is making LCD displays for a new console as Switch successor.
Oh, that's the Metroid
honestly,
mini Game & Watch thing. That's all that is.
But that's the other thing is like they've already gone OLED at this point. Going back, taking a step back to LCD would be a huge misstep for a upgrade in a new hardware.
So we'll see. It's all about cost at the end of the day.
Yeah. So, Cesar, you get backwards compatibility through the cartridge format, you think, and then you still have a wacky... You like weird Nintendo like I do, like we all do. When Nintendo goes off the rails, that's when we get the coolest stuff, in my opinion.
I mean, I don't want them to just do an upgraded Switch, man. It's just, I mean, if they're going to do that, you might as well do a Switch Pro and came out with that like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But I think if you go for something different, I want them to bring that back catalog because at that point, that's the standard. So, I mean, this time they need to have a fucking functional online store that actually digital shit you can bring with you for all those people who buy those digital games, and then some way to play the physical cartridges if that's the way you're going to go. Even if they went disc-based or whatever, which I doubt they would. I mean, they're going to try to do something portable.
Do you think it'll still maintain that hybrid nature?
They would have. I would imagine so, yeah. Unless they... I don't think they're ready enough to do like a home console and some way to use your cell phone to get into it, but I don't think it's ready for that yet, but...
Use your cell phone to get into it does not sound like a good time.
To remote into it, yeah.
I don't know. More and more people are going into the handheld market.
It's popular.
We've all just bought Steam Deck, and now there's... I guess that can lead into our next story. Because
I mean, before you go into that, man, I'm just amazed that fucking Sony doesn't have a portable PlayStation 4 or something like that.
There were rumors about
a
new
Sony
handheld, but honestly, at this point, Sony's not going to do that. If anything, they're going to focus on remote.
I mean,
play.
it's
it's
crazy to me that they wouldn't have. I mean, it's the same fucking AMD stuff they're putting in that Asus ROG. I mean, if you have a digital library on the PS4, you just make it do remote play and do your digital content that way. It's crazy to me, but it is what it is.
We would all love it. We would all love a new Sony handheld. But the thing is look at the way they're going. They're, shutting down these smaller studios and, moving things around and focusing more on AAA titles and this big push into games as a service.
We talked about that at length last week, yeah. But what better to get people to buy into that than have a thing that you can connect to all those live service games wherever you are?
Yeah, but they're pushing more stuff on Steam. Yeah. So, I mean, for them, I guess the biggest thing is maybe they don't want to make another handheld and trying to divide, because that's what kind of killed them on the Vita, was having two different developments. Dividing. You develop for the Vita, you develop for the PS3, now PS4,
But see, that's what I'm trying to tell you, Brian. That's the beautiful thing. You just develop for both devices the same fucking games. I mean, it makes sense.
It would be
now.
nice.
It doesn't make sense before to split your teams like that. I mean, that's basically what Nintendo's doing. You're developing a game that's on a hybrid that you can take and go with you. I mean, you're not making two separate fucking games one for the Wii U, one for the 3DS. So.
But you still don't have parity. You're saying like make it a PS4 type development where you make a PS4. You buy the PS4 SKU digitally and you also play it on this handheld thing.
It would be exactly like playing on PC, because I mean most of this game development on these consoles are PC based. So I mean you're just going to have different assets for different shades of graphics on different consoles. A PS5 one to get 4K portable device, you get a lower end graphics one. It's not rocket science. I mean it's stuff that they do on PC for the last couple of years. So.
Yeah, but they're having so much trouble with converting their games for PC setup and play.
And they still have much they can bring over in that. Like I was thinking of the Shadow of the Colossus Ico games the other day, or the PS4 Shadow of the Colossus remake. How is that not on PC yet? That would be like gangbusters, I feel.
I mean, that's why they bought those two studios. But I mean, they're still new, man. You gotta let them work out the kinks. I mean, after a while, they'll pick up. So, Microsoft had some shitty ass PC ports when they decided to start porting their Xbox games to PC. So I mean, it's just working out the kinks. I mean, and now they seem to got that down there. Other than it's just a shitty game. So
you're right. All right, what do we know about the Asus ROG Ally? Play Ally your games? Ollie your games? Ollie. It's the Ollie. It's in the hashtag.
AliExpress.
AliExpress. Buy your handheld now. AliExpress.com.
So it was announced a couple weeks ago, but now we've actually got a launch date of June 13th, and will be priced at $700, $699. And I guess that's I know there's two different SKUs.
It's like a Z1. That's a Ryzen Z1 Extreme, and the other one is
the highest.
Is it $599 or $799? The other one is $100 more or less. There it is. The slower, lower spec version is also in the works, featuring a slower Ryzen Z1 processor, which will release in Q3.
You lost me at slower.
Slower. We don't want the downgrade. Yeah.
Crap, bullshit version coming out later.
How do you send that out later, $100 less, and it's like notably slower? How do you send that out? Seems like that thing's just being floated out there as a has-been almost at this point.
It's just a budget, I guess, a more budget friendly, for those who want that option.
That, and it's Windows based, so you don't have to
ships with
you don't
Windows
have to backdoor
11.
everything. Kind of like the Steam Deck, and then you got Microsoft's going hands on this one. I mean, they had that ROG on Phil Spencer's desk when he did that interview, so it was on his back thing. That was the one thing he added. So apparently
what's on
Microsoft
Phil's shelf?
To go big on there. Yeah, that was the one thing on there.
Yeah.
So
and that makes sense with Microsoft to partner with somebody.
Because they're not going to make their own thing. I mean, if they get this support, I think when I looked it up on the Best Buy's website, I think you get 3 months of PC Game Pass with the device included.
Smart.
Which I've already seen early reviews of it. It's a very capable device.
It seems altogether more powerful than the Steam Deck. It's got a turbo mode that they talk about that gets like mad performance at the cost of battery. Seems like battery life might be the Achilles heel with this thing.
Battery's
really bad. Yeah, it's really, really bad.
Battery's bad on kind of on both. The Steam Deck or this. It's depending on your settings. You're gonna run it dry in a couple hours. Change a couple settings, you might get another hour and a half.
I've noticed that with Skyrim. I've got a Skyrim setting that's like, and then I've got one that just like sips the battery. I'm like, how does this happen? It looks pretty much the same.
Gentlemen, we circle back to the Game Gear days. We're here. We're back where we all started.
freaking
Either
Game
6
Gear.
AA batteries or the power pack you have to plug in.
Yeah.
Sitting right next to the wall. Yeah.
But hey, you get console
it's-
quality graphics on the go and color. In color.
In full color.
Remember
yeah.
when that was the thing?
I can finally beat Sonic the Hedgehog in cart format.
Oh, at last. In the bathroom.
Yeah. Yep. In the bathtub. While I'm taking a bath.
While I'm taking a bath. I didn't know where that was going. I heard while, and I was like,
Yeah.
where's this going? While I'm taking a bath. While I'm taking a bath.
Could have went anywhere. I didn't say shh. I just went straight to the book.
Yeah. As always, this thing, as soon as it launches, people are going to be diving into it. It'll have a community. This is an enthusiast product, I think, just like the Steam Deck. So people are going to dive into it and throw what they can at it and see what it does. So this will be an evolving thing, and we'll see what cool stuff comes out of it. All right, Brant's the only one that beat the first one, so I think he's the only one that can speak on the highly anticipated follow-up to Hollow Knight.
So just about every Nintendo Direct or indie showcase, indie show,
Yeah,
in general,
anything.
whether it be Sony, Xbox, anything. Silksong. Because, I mean, we heard about this. I don't even
Every
remember
state
how
of
long
play,
ago.
every Nintendo Direct, every Starfield delay, we're expecting some sort of Hollow Knight Silksong announcement. Wait, what? What? What'd he say?
I'm laughing at the tweet because I opened up that tweet and like the second reply is, "Bro, I'm rock hard."
Why?
Oh my god.
Oh god, I can't escape it. It's right there. I'm like, oh god.
Why does it say Ramp McKee said it?
Team Cherry has officially announced that it's, I guess, continuing the delay of Silksong from the first half of this year. The official tweet was, "Hey gang, it's just a quick update about Silksong. We plan to release in the first half of 2023, but development is still continuing. We're excited how the game is shaping up, and it's gotten quite big.
Oh,
So we want to take the time to make the game as good as we can. Expect more details from us once we get closer to release."
Brant's reading that,
So,
and my ad said the
yeah,
50 most paused movie scenes, and it was provocative.
So yes, it was announced back in 2019, which was about when I was putting in it. I was thinking it was at least 2019, but yeah, announced for 2019 for PC, PS4, PS5, Switch.
It was announced in 2019 or announced for 2019?
It was announced
Okay.
in
I don't think they ever had a
2019,
date. Yeah.
they never set a date.
Yeah, this is gonna be a monster game when it comes out. Oh, it's a Game Pass game.
Refer everybody to the
Trying to get you out of retirement, Richard. They're trying to get you out of retirement.
refer everybody to the Miyamoto saying about delayed games.
Mhm.
Yada yada yada.
I've seen so many different versions of that, so I don't know which one's the real one anymore. So
And I saw an article at one point and said it's attributed to him, but it's always misquoted, and it's like taken out of context about something. I'm like, okay, whatever. Everybody just knows it as this, and it's, it's a decent quote. Taking it as,
and maybe his
delayed
interpreter,
game is
somebody
eventually good.
just came up with it, and he's looking at him like, "What the fuck? I wouldn't say that. It's too late to it's too late to take it back." Yes, insert Miyamoto quote.gif, where he's also very confused.
or he's denying the fact that Ratchet and Clank didn't inspire Super Mario Galaxy.
Also, one of my favorite Miyamoto quotes.
I've never heard of that game.
I'm waiting for it to come out like Banjo-Kazooie. Nuts and Bolts never heard of that game either. I don't know why he says it's inspiring Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom.
Classic. Oh, classic Miyamoto. He lives in his own, with his own blinders on, denying delays of games. Miyamoto released Silksong, you coward. Brant wants to play it. That first game did come out a long time ago, because I got it like when the Switch launched. I feel like that was one of my Mexican eShop purchases.
It's a great game. It is a really, really good
I enjoyed the
Metroidvania.
hell out of what I played and then dropped it very hard and pivoted to something else.
That was
You can get to some very difficult points. There were times I put the game down and had to walk away because it got a little too ramped up and just was like, all right, I got to step away from this.
I don't know. Was it difficulty? Probably just something came out. Or I cleaned out the fridge and deleted it off the Switch and downloaded something else. Last but not least in news, until we get into Zelda Fest, I guess. PlayStation Plus game catalog lineup for May. The big titles there that Adam Michel notes on the Sony PlayStation blog are Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, Humanity, and Watch Dogs Legion. Humanity, of course, a new title coming straight day one to Game Pass. PlayStation Game Pass. Blockbuster Game Pass. Did you look at that Blockbuster Game Pass list? There was some good stuff on there.
I did.
Yep. That was in my heyday because I sold all those brand new. I remember those. The big one there, and quite possibly definitely my favorite PS5 game is Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. That is an incredible PlayStation 5 game. And if you just get the service for this title, it is well worth it. Humanity, launching day one, PS4 and PS5, Watch Dogs Legion, Dishonored 2, Dishonored Death of the Outsider, Sakuna of Rice and Ruin, Tomb Raider Definitive Edition, another title I love, Rise of the Tomb Raider, and Shadow of the Tomb Raider. So now all the Tomb Raiders, you have a dedicated Tomb Raider box on PlayStation. Bus Simulator 21, this is getting out of hand. Next Stop. Here come the Bethesda games, The Evil Within 2, Wolfenstein Youngblood. That's it. Thymesia, Rain World. Cesar, is Rain World that game we played years ago at that trade show we went to? I thought so.
It was a Adult Swim's game.
Yeah, that art style was incredible. Lake. Conan Exiles, Rune Factory 4 Special, Story of Seasons, Friends of Mineral Town, Soundfall. I just got Soundfall in that Steam bundle that came with Trombone Champ. Which I played some of. I didn't mention it last week, but I played some of Trombone Champ. It is a riot. Absolute riot. So stupid. And your PlayStation Premium Classics, we get Siphon Filter Logan's Shadow, the PSP turned PS2 title. Blade Dancer Lineage of Light. Cesar, you're excited about this one?
Oh, yeah.
I remember a friend of the show, Andrew, being very, very excited when this came out.
It's not. I think it's the only time I've ever seen it outside the PSP finding life anywhere else. So it's really cool.
Yeah, that's key. Boosh is in the chat and says Trombone Champ. I may or may not have sent him some mod songs of Trombone Champ.
The Take On Me one.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one we watched. The ones that get me, I don't know what the actual term is. I don't play trombone, but it's like the slide note. It's like, so when you're that's it. Brant did it. So when you're playing on Steam Deck, it's meant for like mouse and keyboard. So they've got it mapped automatically to like the gyro controls, right? So you're moving that as your meter up and down. It actually works. Boosh says Game of the Year. probably just off of Brant's sound effect. But it's very intuitive. It works really well. I've just got to there's a site that shows you how to mod it on Steam Deck. It's got a few extra steps versus PC, but the community has definitely supported Trombone Champ. There's some quality stuff out there, much like it's like custom backgrounds and everything. So definitely check out the Take On Me Trombone Champ video that Cesar sent us. It's on YouTube. It is fantastic.
They're on the diner like doing this.
It is so good, and it's that same like.
Is it
like the same comic book style and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. What's another good one we watched? There's some great stuff on there. Like Final Fantasy VII songs, like One Winged Angels on there with that stupid trombone.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they're good. Pursuit Force, that was a big PSP title when it came out. Is that a PS2? Did they port it to PS2?
Seems familiar, right?
I know that Siphon Filter one did. I don't recall them bringing Pursuit Force to PS2. That would be a surprise.
They did not. It was a PSP only game.
Experience Pursuit Force originally released on the PSP during Rewind, Quick Save, and custom video filters. Is that something they applied to this version of it?
I think That is just every PSP game they have on
Okay,
there.
I was going to say that would be news.
Yeah, it's just, I think they're just copy pasting that in there.
Whatever their emulator they're running it through, it allows for that. Okay.
Yeah, PSP.
Oh yeah, because what title was it that we saw the?
Ape Escape
Academy 2.
Well, it was.
They tried saying it was
Ape
Ape Escape
Academy.
2, but it had the character name was Ghostbusters the video game remastered, and that's it. It's a solid month. There's some good stuff in there.
Yeah, pretty solid lineup.
I'm excited about Blade Dancer, man. Holy shit.
That is very cool.
Blade Dancer is good as fuck, man.
I don't know that I have a physical copy of Blade Dancer.
I think I can actually pull one right now.
I think I tried Andrews and was not my cup of tea at the time. How many of them are them, Cesar? Is it just one?
Just one. Damn.
Yeah. I'm thinking of something else, actually. That's 2006. Well, I still would have sold it in 2006.
You were quick with that, too, like me with Days Gone.
I got all my PSP RPGs right here within hand's reach.
Go ahead, Brant. Flex on us. Cesar, do you have the guide? There's a Prima's official strategy guide.
To grab Days Gone?
Somewhere.
Blade
Dancer. I see Star Ocean First Departure there. They need to put that shit on there. Got a lot of RPGs over here.
I mean, we got a port of Star Ocean.
The first one, yes. The second one, no. I need the second one.
Damn, Blade Dancer does look good. Cesar, we can play 2 to 4 player co-op. Can you do it on the PS4 versions?
I think so. I don't think
I'd be willing to try that out.
I don't think there's a server, so I think it's probably going to be local.
A lot of that I dove into the PSP, what was it, a month or two ago when I was talking about it pretty heavy. So many of those games that support ad hoc, you don't have to worry about server support and stuff, right? You just get some people together with PSPs and 20-year-old games and play together in the same room.
Damn, I want to play some Blade Dancer right now.
Fire up some Blade Dancer. All right, a solid month.
I wonder if some of those emulators support it.
I'm sure they do.
I bet they do. The same one that's running on PS5. I know we all played Zelda, so we're going to end up with some Zelda talk. I think I'm in the end game of Skyrim. Only because I was transported to a place without my companion. I've had a companion pretty much the whole game who helps me take down enemies and dragons and everything, and now I don't have them. So I'm in a super difficult area without the way I've been playing the game for the past 20, and my clock's at 25 hours, which is a lot for me in a game. And I'm officially stuck, so I set that down for a second in Skyrim. I'm this close.
You'll go back to Skyrim and go, what the hell am I doing?
Oh my god, not like Diablo. Holy shit, Diablo. That destroyed me. Who was I telling? Friend of the show, Nate. I've been seeing him on Xbox playing Diablo 3, and he's like, man, we run the campaign all the time. I could show you where to go and all this stuff.
There we go.
Our internet bombed out.
We didn't get any of it. You popped out.
I'm back now. A friend of the show, Nate, has played Diablo 3 very recently.
Nate the Great?
Nate the Great. And he was telling me about like running the campaign and stuff. I was like, I never beat the campaign. And then I recently fired it up after playing that Diablo 4 beta and had no clue what was happening. I had somebody following me and a bird like flying around above my head and shit. Where do I go? That's it for me. Call of Duty, Cesar, and friend of the show, Jeremy, and I wasted 5 hours,
4 or 5 hours
of our lives last night.
I don't know, man. I made it up when I got Kevin Durant on our team.
Oh, God. Cesar bought Kevin Durant. Cesar said if we don't win this round, I'm paying for Kevin Durant. And he went in the store and paid was it $20? 20 Call of Duty bucks?
It took me forever because Rich was like, hurry the hell up. I'm like, I haven't bought anything on Steam in a while. He's asking me a whole bunch of questions.
Yeah. But we're in the loading screen, right? The party. It's myself and Jeremy. We're waiting for Cesar, and Cesar's character's in there. And then all of a sudden, Kevin Durant's like sitting on one of those boxes, scowling at everybody. It's like, holy shit! It looks exactly like Kevin Durant. He runs like him and everything. Cesar was hauling ass in front of me. I was like, damn, there goes Kevin Durant. Then you killed one, didn't you? Didn't you have a?
I killed another Kevin Durant. Yeah.
So now you see Kevin Durant everywhere. You don't see the Shredder anymore.
It's been a minute since Kevin Durant.
Yeah. I killed a Shredder over the past week, but I still never it wasn't like rampant Shredderdom that you saw everywhere. They weren't there weren't Shredders falling from the sky, 100 of them. Brant brought up Monday. Did we have a win Monday? I think we did coming out of the gas, but we might have recorded that night. I think we recorded that night too, so we talked about it. Yeah.
We did. So, I think we talked about it. other than that, after we finished the show, we did not play.
It's 8:50. I know we got Zelda talk, but hey, we might be able to get around in. Yeah, and then it's Zelda from there on out for me. So I'll let you guys.
That's all I played too.
Yeah, Warzone and this.
I mean, Zelda. You played anything different, Brent? I mean, we'll talk about Zelda at the end. We can just talk about Zelda then. Just go into it. Richard, start it, and we'll just keep going.
I guess I'll start because it sounds like just talking to you guys, I'm not as far as y'all. So,
I only saw you pop up a couple of times, so I know you haven't played it that much. I know I've played it a good bit, and seems like Cesar's even farther than me. So
no, Richard, you're supposed to tell Nintendo not to release games on Mother's Day weekend, man. They fucking me over, dude.
Pretty much. Today was a wash. No games were played today. So it actually came out Friday. I think everybody got a copy Friday. I was at friend of the show Russell's house, who had his copy, and mine was delivered. And I sent you guys a picture of my package on my porch.
Because I sent y'all a text because I had told my son, he was asking about trying to get it later Friday afternoon. I said, look, I'll go on my lunch break at work. There's GameStops everywhere. I can run in real quick and grab you a copy. It's no big deal. So he had some money. He gave me some money. I walked into
your preferred source or a different location?
And the one right around the corner.
Is it near a burrito shop?
It's yes. And I always have.
Have I seen footage of people breaking in that one and dropping down from the ceiling like ninjas? Yeah.
Really interesting.
It's very specific references.
Did you pick up your Xfinity cable box while you were there too?
Or get your nails done, or buy a Gateway computer? That's throwback.
Did you get some shampoo and conditioner for beauty shop run by Sally?
No.
Hey, I've gone in there because that
that bleaching thing for consoles.
Yes, the Retro Bright stuff. I bought a big bottle of that and never used it. I've still never used it. Yeah,
really.
I need to do
all right, Brent.
I got some outdoor speakers I'm gonna mess with. So go ahead, Brent.
All right, sorry, Brent. We keep derailing you. With
which GameStop was it again?
Near the
sorry,
where'd you go?
I also thought I just heard like a firework outside. So I'm like, who the hell is firing off fireworks on Mother's Day?
Your mother doesn't fire off some fireworks.
Oh.
But yeah, I've had really good look at that location. I walked in there and got, yep, those are definitely fireworks.
I heard that one.
Yeah. I walked in there and they just had Xbox Series consoles one time. I've walked in there.
That's usually your Amiibo spot, I feel like. When a new Amiibo comes out that you want to grab, they seem to have.
Yeah. I walked in there on release day for Dread and got the collector's edition of Metroid Dread and the Amiibo.
They hide that shit in the back for you. Oh, Brent's here. Bring that shit out.
Hide it from the ninjas.
Hey, it's that
Brent.
guy.
He's here. Yeah, I got one left, buddy. Just for you.
Welcome to store 851. Also very specific.
So I walked in, I bought the regular copy for my son, and I see 2 Amiibos and a collector's edition sitting on the desk behind the guy. And I asked him, I said, hey, are those extra? Like, those aren't pre-ordered, are they? He goes, no, that's an extra collector's edition. I just was straight up with him, like, I ordered one on Amazon, but it's literally not going to be here till next Tuesday, and I kind of want it now. So yeah. I as I'm telling him this, I'm hovering over the cancel order on on my Amazon order, and I went ahead and canceled it. I was like,
you probably had your
$5
to use if you hadn't used that for the month.
So yeah.
Do you have a rapport with someone there? Because I need to redo my magazine subscription. Really? No. You just roll in?
No, just roll in there. But yeah, the only person that I know that still works at a GameStop is the one near that Target location, and that might be the person.
They're still there?
Yes, I was in that area, I think over the holidays, and she was still there. So but yeah, I sent my picture of my collector's edition, and yeah, you sent us the picture of your one sitting on the front porch, and then you sent us a video
That was
of you
Cesar.
zooming in on it on the front porch.
Somebody said Tears of the Porch. Who said Tears of the Porch?
And then I said it's Tears of the Front Porch.
It was too. And
I recently discovered the screen capturing, so I was like, I'm gonna use this on Richard's,
that's pretty good.
SAT package.
My special edition's on the way, and I don't know if y'all saw it making the rounds on Cheap Ass Gamer, but that shit is straight printed on the outside of the box. It says Legend of Zelda Collector's Edition. It's on a FedEx truck. I'm never gonna see it. I'm never gonna see it.
Is it still on there?
I think it's supposed to be here. I think it's supposed to be here Tuesday. I tell you, I never get my stuff from them on time. This was I got a Walmart SKU with the wall scroll. This is like the gold wall scroll. They ended up having a black wall scroll, so there's like a tier of wall scrolldom.
Oh god, here we go.
Which I have not opened at all. And I actually, when I was at Russell's, I installed the game because I saw there was a day one patch, and Nintendo patches are usually pretty small. It's not like being out of.
I mean, worst case scenario, let me know. I mean, I still have my backup. My backup copy being switched to me. Not switched to me. It's being shipped to me. That I got to ship.
I appreciate it. I will let you know. I'll let you know for something by Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah, I'll hold on to it until then. I think mine's supposed to be delivered tomorrow. So,
Brand, what?
Once you give me the okay, I'll return it.
Yo, what all stuff is in the collector's edition? I know you took that picture, but just like a brief overview for the lovely audio listeners.
So, you get a beautiful art book.
Clutch.
Which it's amazing. There's a lot of detailed pictures in there. I always like going through it first.
Having played the game now for 3-ish hours maybe, there's like a new race of people in there, and I love their art style, so I'm very excited to see how they look in that.
Yeah.
Or is it Zonai? Is that how it's said in there? Yeah. That like there's a sage that's like leading me around. I just love the way that character looks. It's so cool. And it's like, yeah, Rauru. It's like extra lore on top of the Zelda universe we already know and love. It's pretty cool.
But you of course get the game. You get a steelbook, which
Steel
kind
book?
of the steelbook is like this beautiful, like kind of goldish bronze, and it's got the art
Brent,
style.
You should work for QVC, man. You're just over here, describing everything perfectly. It's beautiful. Beautiful stuff.
So it's like, never mind, Richard. I need two of them now.
It's got the art on the steelbook is what you see in the very beginning of the game when you and Zelda are walking through this cave, and you see these drawings on the walls, and that's what's depicted on the steelbook.
Speaking of which, that cave part took way longer than it was like. I'm like, how long are we gonna walk together here? It's a walking simulator to start off the game,
and it doesn't help that like every time you take like 2 steps, Zelda's like, "Oh, look at this!
Yeah.
Oh, look at this!" She's
you
like,
can't run forward, so I just
time.
learned. I was like, okay, this is the thing. I'm just walking next to her. I'm not going any faster than she is. I'll just stand here.
So, you get a pin set with some funky little symbols on there, which as you play the game, you learn what those symbols indicate. And then you get a nice little magnet mount and steel poster. The poster...
Is it a steel poster of the steel book?
No, it's got the cover art where Link is knelt over the corner of the Sky Island, and it's just all the sky behind him. It's a beautiful
cover. We got good cover art for that one. I'm digging it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, and this, I mean, it's not a humongous poster, but it's a decent size, and I just have to figure out some way to put it on there. Because they just give you this magnet that's got 3M mounting tape on it, like mounting adhesive. And of course it says, be careful what you mount it to because it might mess up the surface if you remove it. And like,
one time use only.
Brand, you can never move. You have to live in the house for the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm. But it does increase the value of the home.
It's okay. I know how to repair the drywall.
Just remove the drywall when you leave. Yeah.
I guess we'll segue into talking about the game. We talked about the walking section in the beginning. There's some great lore leading up to it.
Great lore, some ominous very mood
and it
setting
intensified
music.
as you got deeper into the caves. That was very cool. The piano started going off, and
was that the first one that's ever been like Metroid, where you lose all that power?
yes, another good note.
I've never seen that one. I come out there like full hearts, and I'm like, yes, I'm invisible.
Yeah, no one can stop me.
Come at me.
Yeah, it's like
I got more hearts in this version than I did in the original Breath of the Wild. Let's fucking go.
Same, and the stamina. It's like nothing will stop me. I'll climb up every mountain and then climb down the other side. Yeah, but as Cesar mentioned, something happens story-wise, and you lose all the hearts but 3. So back down to the standard Zelda trope. You lose all the stamina bars you had, and unlike most Zelda games, you lose your right arm. That was crazy. And the sage that we mentioned earlier, Rauru, was that not the sage from Ocarina? Was that not his same name? That name is so familiar to me. I thought that was maybe y'all got to the story part.
So. There is more to that character you'll learn later on. Let's leave it at that.
Yeah, I think so too. But you end up with his arm, like it has his. He's a different type creature. He's that what is that race they mentioned?
He sacrificed his body, and his arm was all that was left, keeping something in place. And so that arm.
Yeah, because you see right before the event, you see something kind of happening in Zelda. You're parted from Zelda at that time.
The arm is there.
I very much like
and the arm helps you.
And where I'm at, you're slowly unlocking powers for the arm. Yep.
Yes.
Someone noted you're helping Zelda. Like, Zelda's driving the story. She is the lore master. She knows what's happening, and she's like, she kept Ganon at bay through whole Breath of the Wild, and you're just sort of the adventurer that's like not really even the protector, because she handles her shit. You're just the sealer almost, it seems like, the closer. I'm in the first main area. There's 3 temples, and I've gone through 2 of them, or 3 shrines that Rauru leads you to. And they give you, it seems like he's giving you the main elements, like, and it's funny how the pad, the Sheikah Slate, I think they call it in Breath of the Wild, which looked like a Wii U pad. Now it looks like the Switch, right? It's
now it's a Switch. It's a straight up Switch. And it's the
Pura pad. Except there's a camera on the back. Zelda's like taking pictures of the wall and stuff. And you end up with that, but Rauru, as you go through the shrines, you're unlocking powers that get assigned to that. So, what was the first one? The Fuse? No, it's not Fuse. Ultra Hand, which is a Nintendo throwback. That was the first toy that Gunpei Yokoi made, that, like, the little grabber thing, like from E.T.
The extending grabber
that picks up stuff. So I thought that was a real cool throwback. And then you get Fuse, which seems to be a main element of the game where you combine things. And Brant and Cesar were talking about that a little bit in is that the pre-show or the preamble? Yeah, I'll put it at the end of the episode if it wasn't in the show.
Well, I think the Ultra Hand is the one where you build the actual.
Ultra Hand helps you build things.
Fuse just builds your weapons. It's fuse your weapons, so your shields and swords. You can add shit to it.
Which ended up, like, when I first unlocked that, I was like, what the hell am I supposed to do here? You're looking at this big, like, stone wall, and what they want you to do is put a boulder on the end of your sword, or at least that's the way I solved it. I'm sure there's multiple ways.
And then you've got a rock
hammer.
That's what you got to. Yeah, that's what you got to do.
I actually had a stone axe. I probably could have beat my way out of that with the stone axe. Is that what y'all did? I first tried.
No, always rock hammer.
I first tried to put the boulders on top of each other and go up and over the thing. Hey, man, this game is full of, like, trying shit out, and I know you guys have been doing that, and it's...
I mean, I sent you a video of me dying,
and it's right back into that, oh my god, this is so clever how they did this. It's either in that first or second dungeon, there's... no, it's the second one. It's when you get the fuse ability, because there's all these, like, fire... Yep. There's these fire pepper pod things.
The
fire fruit. And I didn't even pick one up. I saw in the distance there's like some dry leaves and there's a treasure box, and I remember the dry leaves from Breath of the Wild. So I actually put a spicy pepper on the end of my bow and shot that out there, and that actually lit on fire. It's like, holy shit, that worked. This game is full of moments of, and part of the joy of the game, I'm sure y'all have some highlights you can mention too, but part of the joy of the game is just like something thrown together and it fucking works. You're like, no way, how did I figure this out? How did I actually pull this off? One when you leave that second one, you're supposed to build a boat to like get to the other side. The first boat I built that I put a sail on, it hauled ass straight across the water. Like I had no chance to get on it. Okay, that happened to everybody. Awesome. Man, that thing was whipping it across the water. And then so now some of the puzzles have been like fusing logs to hooks, and then you put a hook on like a, what is that? Like a Ratchet and Clank type trolley thing, or like an Infamous thing, or and riding that down to certain levels. So that's where I'm headed to now, is like the third section of that. But the enemies are a lot of fun. I love they're almost like sentinels left behind on Halos is the best way to describe it. They're like these the constructs. Their art style is incredible. They're so cool looking. And as much, we talked about the Switch successor earlier in the show, and as much as we bitched about performance on the device, and I see some hitches here and there, this is a gorgeous game. And I'm playing handheld on OLED, and it's so freaking beautiful. Oh, I gotta scan my amiibos in. I forgot about that. Y'all just reminded me. I got all my Zelda amiibos like piled up, and I'm trying to scan them every day. Every day being, this is the second day I've done it. I'm trying to get all I've gotten so far is like a sail. It's like a sail that looks like the Breath of the Wild
the Hyrule stuff.
Yeah, but I don't even know what to attach it to yet. I don't have a parasail or anything, but maybe without you guys going into spoilers, touch on a little bit of it before.
So far, I've gotten some cloths too, and I think you can personalize the sails, but I don't know how to. I
haven't done any of that either, so I can't answer that.
Because every piece of cloth you get, it says it looks like it could be made into a glider, and like, okay, how?
Maybe like Mario Kart. Remember, you could pick your thing, like your paraglide or whatever in Mario Kart. Mm-hmm. But that's it for me. It's incredible. I'm gonna be playing this for a while. It's gonna be this and Skyrim. And maybe I talked last week about being anxious about another open world game. They're totally different. They're not even remotely. You could tell 1,000% where Zelda borrows from Skyrim, right? But you can also see so many elements of Skyward Sword and Wind Waker and like other Zelda lineage titles. It's extremely good. The combat's fun. I still don't enjoy the weapons breaking. It's not a deal breaker for me.
There's so many of them, but there's so many of them around, and then that fuse system has really made it easier for me because I've gotten to the parts where like I'm in the depths, and then I'm like I'm getting like all these different skeleton arms, and I'm just piling them on there, and I'm getting my attack power to almost 100%, like 100. I'm murdering people now. It's crazy.
I just get I love playing with bow and arrow. That's like my favorite. I'm doing that through Skyrim. I've done it with every Skyrim playthrough. I've actually had a harder time getting bows in this one, but and that's when I'll have like 25 arrows, and because every amiibo you scan gives you like 5 arrows, so I have all these arrows, and then my bow lasts like 6 shots. I'm like, okay, that's my preferred way to kill things, and now I'm out because the thing that had one that I took the bow from, I killed, and I can't. Well, I'm assuming the moon thing like rolls through and reboots everything, so I gotta play. I've had one extended play session, as Brant was bringing up, so I've got to see that stuff roll over.
But I was about to say you haven't even gotten to the part where you can see the moon because
I'm still in I'm assuming this is like the Great Plateau area of this game.
It's basically the tutorial area, just getting you used to the new mechanics and everything.
It's like what Brant says. This whole thing until you get to your said location is just a tutorial.
Yeah, so. I'm still hunting for Zelda.
But honestly, I mean, I spent so much time there.
I'm exploring and looking around and trying to find new ways to beat enemies.
Both me and my son were in the same area at the same time, and then he went off one different way, I went off another, and he's finding certain things that I didn't find, and I'm finding other things, and he's like, where was that? And there's an area that you're going to get to. There's these... It just looks like a stack of blocks, like a big pillar of blocks, and at the top, one is spinning, and it's got like a little red light on it. And if you go to that, it's a special construct, and it's basically kind of like a mini boss.
Kind of like those big rock guys that used to hang out in Breath of the Wild around. Okay. And the big Cyclops dude.
So I know in the pre-show, me and Cesar were talking about how much we've died in this game. Because I don't know what it is. This sequel seems a good bit harder in a lot of respects, as far as like enemy difficulty.
Bosses or regular enemies or like the
I've-
mini bosses you're talking about?
A little
bit of everything.
A little bit of both. A little bit of everything. I mean, there's weaker enemies now that I've gotten some better bows, better weapons, and things like that that are easier to kill. But you have those same enemies that, like, oh no, it's a level up of this regular enemy, and if he just comes over to you and hits you once, you're dead. Even when I had like 6 or 7 hearts at the time.
I'm still rolling with 4 hearts, man, or 3.
I still have my original 3, so
you have
yeah.
What sucks is, you know, sometimes you worry about the ranged enemies that have bows and things like that, but now any enemy, if they don't have a weapon, or sometimes even if they have a weapon, if you're like far away from them, they start digging around in the dirt and they'll pick up a small rock and throw it at you. So almost every enemy has a ranged attack.
they'll figure out a way to get to you.
I was climbing up an enemy fortress at one point, you know, kind of like how in Breath of the Wild they'd have those kind of like outposts made of wood, and they'd have like little staircases that kind of spiraled around.
Those were so much
up.
fun to take down,
And
like try to figure out, scope out, and see what hijinks you can cause.
Earlier in the game, I found one, and I was trying to walk up the stairs, and I walked up, and one of those big bokoblin was there, and I saw him pick up an exploding barrel, so I ran back down the staircase, and he still chucked it, and it hit the platform that was above me, and the explosion still killed me. So I'm like, I'm not even near it. It's above, the explosion's above me, and I still just fall over dead. I
had a moment where you're jogging my memory on the crazy hijinks that happen. So with that fuse ability, you can, when you pull up the bow and arrow, it'll let you attach something on the end of it. And I had just used that fire fruit. So I shot that at somebody, and it caught them on fire as they're like running towards me, right? So they're burning, and I see their health dropping. I'm like, I'm a fucking genius. Look at me. They're never even going to get... It's like the poison effect. They come to me. Everything is on fire. They're running through this grass. Everything catches on fire, and then they get to me, and I'm burning up immediately. I'm like, no! The elemental stuff. And then, like, I had a wooden shield, and immediately it's like, your shield's fucking gone. Yeah.
It burns. Here, all right, here you go, Richard and Brenda. I just sent you I saved this gift for one day. This is it. This is it for you, Richard. This is your gift.
Can I get to it and not mess up the stream?
No, I'll send it to your phone.
What's happening?
But I've done... So once you actually get out of the tutorial area, you wind up in Hyrule. No spoilers. The game still takes place in Hyrule.
Spoiler.
But they talk about these events that have happened since you and Princess Zelda were gone. And so now you have to go, you know, across the land and investigate what's going on.
Yeah, because all is not well. You defeated something called Calamity Ganon, and all of a sudden, all is not well.
But just like in the last game, there's kind of like the Assassin's Creed thing. You gotta climb towers to plot out the environment, the area you're in. I've been doing some of those just to unlock the map, doing a lot more shrines and everything.
Said, I'm a genius. Oh no. That's what it feels like. It's exactly what it fucking feels like. That's what I said too, wasn't it?
I'm a genius. Oh
I'm
no.
a genius. Oh no.
It backfired. It backfired so bad.
He's running towards me. He's hauling ass, and he dies. And then I'm still on fire. There's fire everywhere.
I did the same thing with the amiibos. I've been using them the past 2 days because I was playing, and all of a sudden I looked over. I'm like, oh, the amiibos, and at one point I had hit the little ability button and seen the little amiibo thing up in the corner, and like, oh yeah, I gotta do those
stuff. Like that was the most fun for me for Breath of the Wild, was collecting like the hat and the tunic. Like my Breath of the Wild character looks like Ocarina Link running around.
So listen to this shit. I've gotten, you know, meat and fish and, you know, herbs and whatever else, and some of the cloth and whatnot. but I've also been letting my son scan the amiibo. He's gotten the cap of the hero, the tunic of time. He's gotten he scanned one of the amiibo and got Epona. I'm like, dude, you're done. You can't use my amiibo.
The RNG
anymore.
favors your son.
It was crazy.
Brant's like shaking the amiibo like, give it to me, come out of there.
Yeah, like, where's mine? I still haven't gotten any of those. I did look and see. It looks like, Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, Majora's Mask.
Oh, Cesar got one.
That's right. A few of the other ones.
Yeah, I got a Epuna, and then I boarded it up, and it's like, hey, you already have an Epuna because it pulled my Epuna from the last game, but this Epuna I got now it's a higher stats than the last one. Huh. And then I got the Pierce Deity mask from Majora's Mask, so I'm wearing that as my face.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of those same drops are what can happen in this one too, as far as like the cosmetic ones. I was a little disappointed when the Wolf Link amiibo doesn't spawn Wolf Link.
Pierce Deity mask is a +5 attack. It's not a cosmetic.
That's useful.
Oh,
yes.
Dang. That's one of the only ones I don't have. I don't have the Majora's Mask amiibo.
I just got one of those on sale. I just got that Wind Waker reprint, the one with Link and Zelda, like the dual pack.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one was gone for years. It feels like, and I just got that one.
That was a Best Buy exclusive, and it was gone after it first came out. Yeah,
that's the first time I've been able to grab it.
And that is one thing though that I noted is that yes, if you actually go to a horse stable and talk to them, any horses you had in Breath of the Wild,
that's cool.
You can get them out.
They're there.
I haven't gotten there yet.
Which was interesting because I only had two. I only had Epona and
you named
Jim.
a horse Jim.
I had a horse.
People ended up like riding bears.
And he must have been
my game.
There's all sorts of crazy shit.
It's good, guys. It's good. It plays so smooth. I don't remember Breath of the Wild like playing this well. I guess it did. I love that game.
Yeah, there's times when you get in some of these more intense like boss fights and things that you see the cracks. It chugs a little bit, but for the most part, it's actually really smooth.
It's heavily optimized.
I'm surprised.
It's gorgeous too. God, it's a beautiful game.
I've done about 2 of the events that I was supposed to
Thank you, Brand.
investigate. So, yeah, I'm trying.
I'll take out headphones if y'all want to discuss
this for you. Okay. So, and I know Cesar said he's done about 4 of them.
I have no idea what I've done. I just put it that way.
So probably by next week I'll know what these events are.
I've been fucking around with it, so I don't think I've done anything that's officially told me to go do. I've just been stumbling across stuff.
That's the fun. That's the fun of it.
It's like go to these 4 locations, and I'm walking around and I run into these characters from previous games, and I'm like, oh, okay, and they're like, do this. I'm like, oh, okay, and then it just adds more stuff for me to do, and I was like, oh, okay. So I'm like, I don't know. I've been doing my own thing. So,
sir, can I tell you about a game called The Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim?
I don't know, man. I think what really turned me in the Elden Rings will really turn me into open world games.
Okay.
Man. Ever since I don't have that apprehension I've had before after playing Elden Ring.
That's cool. I still need to check that one out.
It's supposed to run great on Steam Deck. So.
It's always in like the top 5.
If it ever fucking goes on sale, that shit's always like fucking full price.
Yeah. I've got it on PS5 and have 0 hours in it, so it'd have to be a good Steam sale for me to. We should be. I was about to say we should be close to the summer sale, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, where'd we get to? Cesar, you wanna cover any Zelda stuff? Well, how are you building your skeleton thing you talked about? I'm curious, like how that comes together.
What skeleton thing?
You said we're building like a skeleton arm.
So for me, as you go through the game, there's chasms. I don't know if Brent, you've been down the chasm yet. It takes you down into the lower levels of Hyrule, and then you have gloom all over the place, and it's pure darkness.
That's that stuff from the intro video, right? That Zelda was mentioning.
That's why I was messing with you last night. I told you I was hoop stanking last night. I was just crawling in the dark because I ran out of
crawling in the dark.
looking for an answer. Yeah, but I ran out of fucking those bloom bulbs, and I'm just like, what I found out, and I don't think I'm supposed to do it, is like if I activate my one of my powers and just keep shooting it at the ground, it lights up the area. So I've just been doing that and spamming the shit out of it as I walk around. But there's like these.
Sorry, I'm on this thing now. Are you playing it as you play, Cesar? Please.
I don't know, man. That's just popped in my head. It's like, damn, I'm just crawling in the dark, man. But that's the only Hoops Sync song I know of. But
the whole album is good. They caught some grief, but I always liked them. And they started off playing with Incubus. Like they sound like it's almost like we got a side Incubus project.
It was like that early 2000s rock when shit was starting to get good again after like years of mundane rock music after the end of grunge. But
True. Can we call a track "Crawling in the Dark" if there's already a track called "Crawling in the Dark"? Looking for the answer. But, does it pull out? Is that the right term?
Yeah, I think it is. But there's these bulbs down in the like everything's dark down there. So there's these bulbs down there, and when you get in the chasm, it gives you the first bulb, which kind of lights a certain area. So I've gotten to the part where the whole bottom of that map, I've lit up the whole area almost. I've just been fucking around doing that. So now I can just see down there normally, running around. Do
you fill in the map as you go? Like, does it show where you've been and not been?
So you have below Hyrule, and then you have Hyrule, and then you have the sky. So you have 3 different levels. The game's huge, so 3 different levels you're going to get to.
Yeah.
I've completed almost the map of Hyrule. I think I'm missing 3 regions. I've gone around, just did all the sky towers. It's usually what I do in an open world game is I don't do anything until I start completing the the map area, so I can see what the fuck I'm doing. Yeah. When you are in the depths, that's what they call it. Underground Hyrule is called the depths. I ran into a treasure chest that gave me the original tunic from Arcana of Time.
Oh.
So I've been wearing that. One of the sky towers shot me into the air, and there's a dive of courage, which is the same thing you did in Skyward Sword, where you have to beat a record and dive into the water and hit all these rings as you dive down. And it gave me
Interesting.
It gave me a suit where it lets me float longer. So I use that when I do the dive. Yeah.
I've seen that.
You get to a point where you can maneuver in the air, because I felt like I've wanted to move him, but he doesn't go anywhere. It's just an animation.
You have to do the paraglide and then let go, paraglide and let go.
I don't have that yet, so I'm hoping that. Yeah. Is it still tied to stamina? Is it still tied to stamina?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it is.
Because I missed that in my Skyrim playthrough, because there's so many times, like, remembering Breath of the Wild, it's like, okay, I'll just jump down and float down from here. And Skyrim, you gotta fucking find somewhere to climb down, or you gotta fast travel. Fast travel is a useful tool. I always feel like it has some. You're not cheating, but it's like you're gonna miss something along the way. There's no debate, but it does speed up the process and takes away some of the hindrance. So sorry, Cesar, go on.
No, you're good. I've used so much fast travel before I hit the ground, except for that one in that clip, because I forgot about it. But now, like before I die, I just pull up the menu and just fast travel and get myself out of there. Yeah. But that's very useful. Now that you mention it, yeah, because later on when you get into the sky areas, there's a lot of puzzles and shrines up there.
Cool.
There's ones where you have to like find a crystal and bring it there, and then it completes the shrine. And then I just did one in the Gerudo Valley where I had to it was down in the water all the way down to the bottom of a river, and then I had to build up this vehicle that goes all-terrain vehicle and go up the rocks, and so I had to like put it on that thing, and I got a thing that kind of steers, and I'm just going up and climbing. And then I fucked up because I went too deep on one, and I just went straight upside down, and I was like, oh god damn it. And it's like and then we're just upside down like this, and everything just breaks apart. So I'm like and Gerudo Valley's a bitch, man, because it's like it's like a real desert, just like a Breath of the Wild, man, because it's like in the mornings it's cold as shit, and I'm freezing to death, and during the midday I'm like burning up. I have to take my clothes off. I'm just running around in my underwear because that's the only thing I can stay to get cool. But
I usually don't like elements like that in games, but they balanced it the right way to where it's not super annoying.
That is one thing though that like in this one I've noticed I haven't gotten a lot of rupee.
Rupees are hard in this one, man, and it's like
like
when I went to the Ruto village and I was trying to buy the clothes to get cold, to beat the cold, and it's like 2,000 rupees. I'm like, holy shit, there's no way I can afford this.
Shit's expensive.
So I'm like, I'm sitting there like, I have to come back later because I'm over here dying and freezing to death. So I'm like, that
was the thing, was when I was in Gerudo at Death Mountain.
Damn, you guys have been all over the place.
I at least was able to I was able to sell a couple things and get up to 700 just to get the tunic to protect me from that fire, and then I think when I was in that first area that Richard's still in, I was able to find some trousers that were like insulated to keep me, from freezing.
Oh.
So I have at least a piece of clothing for
So maybe
either
keep
heat
those
or
insulated
cold
trousers I may or may not be sporting.
Yeah, do it. So, and that Death Mountain brand, you should run into a guy who buys gyms, and that's where I made most of my money. He exclusively buys gyms and overpays you for them.
I met a traveling Gerudo who buys some gems, and it was like amber, and I got so much amber from
The caves.
the amiibos and stuff, and the caves.
Amber seems like the special thing
paid,
that it gives you when you complete a puzzle or find something extra.
But for 10 amber, she gave me like 200 rupee. I was like, oh shit, okay. I got plenty of amber. Yeah, I'll sell you a couple bundles.
So when you were talking about the car, it reminded me. So I'm still early in the game, but I'm in the islands. They're floating islands, so if you fall off of them, Link dies, and you're back where you started, and he loses a heart. I was at a place where they've taught you. I guess I had just gotten the Ultra Hand, and you're supposed to cross from one island to another. And there's a ship next to me, and I'm like, hell yeah, these guys are idiots. I'll grab this ship and set it down, and I'll just jump up on the ship, because it looked like it would fit, right? So I lined it up perfectly, and I hit attach, and then I should have taken a clip of it. The ship just straight dropped. And I went to the edge of the island, and I looked down, and there was nothing there. It's like I couldn't even grab it or anything. It's like this. Yeah. I just set it there like I was going to walk across it and let go, and it was like, it was gone. Never to be seen again. That ship was toast. And then I had to go over there and cut down the fucking logs and fuse them together and do it the right way. It's a good ass game. It's fun to tinker with. It's such a sandbox.
I mean, the only one, because like if you go in there, I think there's special bosses everywhere, and I think Brant, you've seen them there. I remember going to the Coliseum, and there's a fucking 3-headed Hydra in there, and I was like, "Yep, I'm not going in there." And I turned around. I'm like, I'll come back later. I've seen that
thing off in the distance.
I went in there. I was like, "Whoop, I'll come back later." And then I think I was in a cave somewhere, and they had all this gloom with the hands coming out from the ground, like the ones that used to be from the dungeons that used to pull you. And so like I there's a shrine in there, so I went up there, and he won't get you at the shrine. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna just cheese this motherfucker. And so I just went in there and shot it with bombs, and it's like, yeah, I beat it. And then it fucking turned into like a gloom Ganon, and he just teleports up there and starts beating the shit out of me. Oh god, I was not prepared for it, man. I was like, holy shit! I was like, I just ran into the shrine. That's the only way I could survive, because he just teleported up there and just started slicing the shit out of me. I was like, oh my god!
I was like, no, stop! I saw this going differently.
I was like, oh, I don't have enough to kill this guy, and I was like, I'll come back later too. I was like,
that's awesome.
Yeah. See, I've been down there, and there's enemies that they basically look like they're made of gloom, and it's just, more moblins, bokoblins, and things like that. But there was a very powerful enemy.
Yeah, you know,
everybody knows from
when the bar loads up my whole shit.
Oh well, this wasn't even that. I didn't run into a boss. But all of a sudden I heard like a roaring in the distance and saw the little indication that something knew I was there, but it was dark, because I was basically in the same thing that you were, Cesar. I'm like, I trying to conserve seeds, or I only had like 2, and I was like, I can't throw one way over there, but I don't know what sees me. And so I think I shot a arrow over there, like with some of that fire fruit on it, and then it came near, and it's a freaking Lionel.
Hell no.
And those things freaking, he just ran me down, was like coming all around back and forth, charging. I'm like, oh, I'm screwed.
I don't think I ever beat one of those in Breath of the Wild. I think I whittled one down pretty good by cheesing it and kiting it along. I never beat one of those things.
Dude, it's hard to cheese stuff now, man. It really is. They don't. It's
yeah.
I thought I was cheesing that one. I told you when they turned into fucking Ganon, and the fucking bar loaded up there, and I'm like, oh great.
Let me in the shrine. Let me in the shrine.
Like, oh, now some are like, now I can explore the cave finally, because that thing was on my ass. It's like, I'm climbing stuff. It's still grabbing me, pulling me down. It's like I couldn't get away from it. So I was like, it wouldn't touch a shrine area for whatever reason. But it's like once it turned into the Ganon thing, and the Calamity Ganon, not Calamity Ganon, but when it turned into like the Gloom Ganon, it fucking teleported up there and started beating the shit out of me. I'm like, oh, it didn't matter to it anymore.
Do all the shrines look like the ones where I'm at? They don't have the Sheikah Slate look of Breath of the Wild? Good. I like that change.
No, they all have that same look.
So yeah, you get that backstory about how they appear all over Hyrule and stuff like that, and then I'm already to the point where I already know what's going on with Zelda, and I already know where she's at and what I need to do to get to her. Cool. So And that's just told that they tell that story similar to like Breath of the Wild through like a flashback type mechanic. So, and it fills in the story. So it uses that same format from Breath of the Wild. You have to go find those areas to get that backstory, because you can go without it. You can skip it out and then not know.
I didn't hate that. I liked that. Some of them were hard to find though, because they're just random locations. But are they easier to find in this one? I used a fact for some of those in Breath of the Wild.
One of the main. It turns out one of the main missions or side. It's a main mission, I think, is they show you the first one, and then you know what to look for.
Cool.
And so after that, you can go get the rest of them if you want or not. So, I will tell you, a lot of it uses the sky mechanic where you have to go up in the air and then float down, and then you'll see it, and then you'll have to like look at it and find it. It's not easy to see, so it's like it's a mechanic. So like as I was flying around it, I just see them pop all over the place, and I was just getting them as I go, and they gave me the full story about what's going on. But yeah, so I'll leave it at that without ruining anything.
This game is good.
Do they, Cesar? Do they have to be translated?
What do you mean translated?
That's a no. So that's a no.
It shows me. It's kind of like the Breath of the Wild, where it just shows you a fully active video. Yeah.
Okay.
And
so I'm thinking of something else.
No, you might because
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, you might
be
doing something else different. I haven't done the translation thing, so you might be on to something else that I'm not on. But the one I'm on is. You'll see it. I won't ruin it for you guys. But there's this very specific thing, and you will look at it and like, oh, okay, that's what that is. And then you'll see it.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
I'll leave it at that. The only other thing I did differently is I went ahead and changed the voice act in Japanese, and not anything.
I saw that in the options.
Voice acting. But since I've been learning, I've been noticing there's a lot of stuff that I can look at localization differently now. So there's stuff on there like
that's cool.
There's stuff that they did not say that's translated in English. So because there's a point where I think basically there's one on there where some references Zelda and how you got to help her, and that's not what he says on Japanese. It's like the girl I'll leave in your care. That's all he says. Oh. Didn't say any names or anything like that. So it's like it's completely different. So I was like, when I look at it, I was like, yeah, that's not what he said. But you get a difference in localization, because I mean somebody else who doesn't know that language very well, probably like, what the fuck does that mean? You know, if they just translate it straight like that. So, but I've been having interesting learning stuff like that with localization, stuff like that. So that's it for me on that. I mean, there's so much I could talk about, but I got to be very careful what I can dance around with.
Thank you.
It's a good game, but yeah, we know Richard and me. I mean, I haven't done as much as you, Cesar. Richard, you're still maybe an hour into it. A couple hours.
I stumbled into the backstory somehow, and I have yet to do any of the 4 main missions where you get to go. Basically, you're just going to those 4 areas that were originally Breath of the Wild. So I have yet to do any of those, because every time I go over there, some kind of fucking extremist temperature over there fucking you up. And I'm like, I don't have
some sort of elemental battle too.
Yeah, because it's like I'm trying to explore shit and get over there and figure out how to survive in the element. I'm already running out of fucking spicy pepper mushrooms, and that gets me like the 5 minutes of reprieve
cold resistance
that I can actually look around and talk to fucking people, because I'm over here dying in the village. I can't even get near a fire. I'm just dying in the village. I'm trying to figure out what to do. So I'm like, just let me in here. I'm in the fucking village. It should be warm in here. I'm just like, I'm like, I had to sit there and teleport the fuck out. So I'm like,
yeah, you die quick too. If you're in extreme heat or extreme cold, I mean, it just like bip. That
fucking Gerudo,
it's quick.
Area pisses me off, because it's that fucking cold and heat shit, man. I'm just somewhere. I'm trying to do a fucking puzzle. It's like I'm freezing. It's crazy, because there's a puzzle I got to get to the sky tower, and it's like you have to do a counter. It's like physics, counter weight balance system, and it's like that shit is so heavy, and you just can't use your Ultra Hand to get up there. So you have to like build this weird platform to get it up there. And I'm sitting there like, all right, this is taking forever. And I'm sitting there freezing to death in the mornings. And then by the time I get there, I'm dying from the heat. And I can't complete the puzzle, because I'm sitting there bouncing the fucking elements every 5 seconds. So I'm like,
there's got to be a way around
some of that stuff is irritating. Yeah. I mean, if you get the clothing, you're probably good, but the clothing's super fucking expensive, and it's hard to get rupees. Like the easiest way to get rupees is like, there's mini games I just randomly come across. Like there's one where the lady's like, all her toys are on the ground. You got to get in there, and you pay $20, and she gives you like 50 rupees if you complete it. There's another diving game where if you dive into the water, and it's in the southeast area, you have to pay 20 to get in, but it pays out 80. So like
Okay.
you can spam the fuck out of that, and then you always run into that guy who has that was it President Hudson, or that guy was that in charge of the reconstruction of Hyrule. Like he's over here holding up these signs, and so it's like that's a puzzle element where you have to build some kind of contraption that's for the sign to stay up long enough for him to secure it. So it's like when you build shit, it's like there's so many times that shit's falling over on that fucking sign. He's like, oh, and I have to redo it over and over again. But he gives you like 20 rupees every time you do it. So it's like that's the only way I can hustle for rupees, man. Outside of those fucking white rabbits that are going around from the Matrix that you have to shoot with arrows and they just drop rupees every time. Yeah. I'm tired of hustling for rupees, man. It's hard, man. It's hard out there hustling for rupees, dude. It's real bad.
I'm tired of my bow breaking. I want to shoot everything with a bow and arrow, and I'm good with it. I'm using the gyro controls. I'm popping those soldier constructs in the eye.
You need to fuse stuff to your weapons, man. It lasts longer when you do it.
Yeah.
Don't forget to do that. I forgot a couple times. Now I'll just do it everything. And then I was watching a VTuber, and they were like, oh, my bad, Xbox brain. Xbox brain, that's the same thing with me. Xbox brain, because I get the Y and X's confused. I'm fucking Xbox brain. She was right. That is a phrase, because I'm over here hitting the wrong things every time. Press it, and I keep hitting Y. I'm like, God, freaking Xbox brain.
The R, it's a stupid thing. The R, like to rotate the thing when you've got it in the Ultra hand, to like rotate the axis of a thing. I keep hitting ZR, I guess is what they call it, instead of, like I'm immediately shooting an arrow. I drop the thing I'm trying to position, and I'm like, fuck. I feel so stupid.
I'm throwing my weapon every time. I'm throwing my weapon. Like, God, sword's loaded. I'm like, fuck. I'm like...
He's like, all of a sudden you're in that zoomed out image. Oh.
Xbox brain, that's what it is, man. I'm getting my X's and Y's confused.
If you like Breath of the Wild, play this game. If you didn't, it's not enough different that I've played so far that...
I was okay on Breath of the Mid, but I think this one is better. I've liked this one better, even with the backstory on here and what's going on in the back end. And there's a particular set of story elements that I enjoy that Richard knows is one of those elements. So it jumped up my list because of that. So
you are our resident lore master.
Mm-hmm.
All right, is that it for us? We talked about a Zelda for 45 minutes almost. It's not bad. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us this week for Zelda Talk. We hope you'll join us next week for Zelda Talk.
Probably more Zelda Talk, yeah.
See ya.
See
Adios.
ya.